One or two bits to check on. Cameron Humphreys then was unwell. How is he?
Yeah, he's fine. He was back in Monday. Trained, took a little bit of a period of time to get him going Monday, but yeah, he's trained well since.
Shaun McWilliams was just sat where you are, so I'm assuming he's nearly ready to play football. In terms of playing 100%, 90 minutes, where's he at?
Yeah, Shaun's ready. Shaun can play. You know, if he's selected on Saturday, he can play. There's no issues. He's had a really good week on the training ground. Really impressive in a bit of a practice match on Tuesday. So yeah, Shaun's fit and available if he comes through the next 2 days unscathed.
Liam Kelly's calf, has that recovered?
Yeah, back on the grass Monday, so he's not quite there. But we'll let that happen Monday, Andy.
Is everybody else okay post Barnsley?
Well, there's only Joe Rafferty who's been off ill. We're hoping to see him bounce back in today and see how he goes. Obviously, he's a very fit boy and he's had a lot of games. So if he can come in and he can train tomorrow, then he'll be on the coach for Bristol.
You've had a few days to digest the performance and obviously the outcome against the Reds last weekend. Any sort of further conclusions?
Well, I've watched it back in detail. I think it's two poor teams on the day for me. I don't think either goalkeeper makes a save of any note other than the one Dylan tries to save, which is the penalty. So a disappointing derby, and it's quite interesting. I think the Barnsley fans at one point were booing their team when it was 0-0. When we had that little pressure period after half time. So we can't concern ourselves about them, only our own performance, and that's what we'll try and put right on Saturday.
So what have been the key things that you need a demand and uplift then from this weekend?
Well, I think we, Rotherham United, are known for playing with intensity, playing with passion, aggression, on the front foot. And when we've displayed that in games this season, we've won those games, easily, to identify Charlton at home and Bolton at home. Two top sides in this league that we tore apart basically because we were all showing those characteristics of how we built the squad really, and that was lacking on Saturday. So
a lack of character then. How can that change? Is that personnel? Is that tactics? How would you sort it out?
Characters are about individuals within a group, and there's always some characters who will demonstrate leadership in different ways. You're never going to have 11 screamers on the pitch. You're going to have 2 or 3 lads that will do a lot of talking. Across the M1, Barry Bannon, for example, comes to mind. He does a lot of talking, a lot of organising. So from that point of view, we need 1 or 2 to be more verbally instructive, if you like, and pulling people around. But it's also noticeable that in the better performance this season, like say at Reading away last week, those players have been loud and proud and prepared to organise.
So, across the course of the piece, then, is there enough of that within this squad?
No, is the answer, because league tables never lie. Results don't lie over a period. We need more of it. We've certainly got characters in the building who, for different reasons, Sean Raggett is missed a horrendous amount of games, but he's an organiser, he's a leader, he pulls people around. So we've been missing him. So, but anyway, from that point of view, we don't have enough of it, but we've got 14 games to demonstrate it.
Fans have been talking about kind of midfield and composition, and when Rotherham were in good form, it was a diamond formation, and that worked well sort of into Christmas and into the new year, etc. Where are you at now with regard to selection in that respect? Would you go back to something like that?
The majority of our careers, we've played with a diamond and 2 strikers, and it's, history tells you and stats tell you it's been very successful. But limited availability to players has made us hard to change at times. But through choice, that's the system and the shape would be.
And in terms of the age-old debate of when teams aren't scoring goals or strikers aren't necessarily scoring so many goals, is the problem the striker or the supply line? So what's your take on it right now?
I think to get strikers scoring goals, if they're missing chances and lots of chances, then you can identify the strikers are the issue. Are we making enough chances? No. Have we made some good chances, not taking them at key stages? Yes, we have, but I would say there's a supply issue, and there's also taking a chance issue. We tried desperately hard to resolve some of that in the August window back in the summer, and then we tried really, really to the nth degree to get something happening in January, but it didn't happen. I still believe we have players in the building that can score goals, but me believing it and them doing it can sometimes be different.
How worried are you that this group might sleepwalk into a relegation battle?
No, I've not got those thoughts. I've got thoughts of getting a positive result at Bristol on Saturday be in the top half of the table, because that statistically can happen on Saturday. So, within a hair's breadth of it. So we have to remain positive. We know it's tough. We only need to look at Bristol Rovers beating Barnsley a few weeks ago at Bristol, and they've had, they beat Burton, who have been beaten most in the league. So they're good at home. They got passionate support behind them. But we'll go there, hoping and expecting to win.
I realise it's the psychological thing, isn't it? Wins change pretty much everything, don't they? Perceptions, what fans think, what everybody thinks about where a team is at. By hook or by crook, I suppose you just kind of need one right now and start again.
We have to affect it ourselves. We have to take the referees and officials out it. We got a chance to do that against Barnes. I've got no complaints with the referee, apart from he doesn't give us a penalty, but arguably could have given Barnsley 2 more easily. So from that point of view, we just have to go to Bristol on Saturday and focus on ourselves.
Do you get the sense that the players kind of have that bit between their teeth to drag the season back into life?
Every year on Saturday, we were way down from where we needed to be. We were down for a different reason at Reading. We were down, as I've just explained to you, because what happened to us. Give me a Reading performance at Bristol, and again, I'll stand in front of whatever the result is.
As you say, yeah, three wins from 4 at home for them. They are certainly in their own backyard quite a formidable opposition.
Yeah, they are. The Bristol Rovers has always been a tough place to go. It doesn't matter whether they've been getting out of League 2 into League 1 like they did a few years ago, or they're in League 1. It's a tough place to go. And new manager has brought a focus to get points at home, and they've done that with 3 wins. We need to make sure it's not 4.
Steve, I was not pleased to have Shaun McWilliams back, because he's just starting to look like a key man, weren't he, during that best spell of the season in January?
Well, I think he was outstanding in that spell, Paul. I think we are it's been our luck this season. He'd get taken away from us. Alec McDonald was the same. Alec McDonald was in the team and playing really well. Then came out injured. Sean came out injured. So we've been really battered with injuries. But if you keep going on about it, then people stop listening, don't they?
Your 2 long lads, Lewis Sibley and Elliot Panzer, what you made of their contributions so far?
I think it could be more. I think Pelly came in with a real breath of fresh. You can see he's a proper player. His performance at Blackpool. Pelly came from not having a lot of competitive first team games, lots of training games in 23 games, and it's difficult then to keep that run going. So with the 3 week we've had this week, he should be really fresh. He was really good on Tuesday. That's easy because it's in training. And Louis Sibley, very much the same. Didn't have a lot of game time down at Oxford. Again, lots of training games and lots of bounce games, but not competitive action. We need more from Louis Sibley for sure.
Right, so just check on Dan Gore. I mean, because we said about a fortnight ago. Have you been in contact with?
Yeah, I think Man United is in 3rd week of March.
Yeah.
So 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying. So he's in a protected boot, and obviously that don't come off for another 10 days. So there was a very clear picture after 10 days.
Well, I suppose first of all, how are you after your injury absence?
Yeah, I'm all good now. All fit, and I've trained the majority of this week and been outside on the grass for a while now, so yeah, I'm back fit now.
We obviously saw you in the squad last week. Where are you at in terms of playing, and I suppose with that, playing 90 minutes?
I think the weekend just gone, it was more, I was fit. I wouldn't say I was 100% match fit, but I've been back training now, like I said, so I'm available now, 100% fit now. But on the weekend it was just more of a case of I was outside for maybe 2 weeks, so I was technically fit, just hadn't got enough training sessions under my belt really to be able to be match fit.
How frustrating is it that you're obviously playing and then you're not, and you have to sit on the sidelines for the best part of 2 months watching others do the business?
Yeah, I think that's obviously one of the challenges in football, when obviously you're in a bit of a rhythm and then you get taken out due to injury. It's never ideal, and I think for me personally, it took me out at, I want to say, the sort of wrong stage, because obviously just sort of broke into the team. So it's obviously a little stumble, but that's part of football, and you crack on, which obviously I've done now, and I'm lucky to be available now.
So, no player likes watching, of course, but some players kind of deal with it. Sadly, some have had to deal with it for months and months and months, and you get used to it. Some really hate it. What about you?
I think when you're watching and winning, it's a different story, isn't it? So when obviously the results have not been too well, you just want to get out there and help the boys, and obviously do what you can. But that's obviously when it's tougher to watch when the results are not going too well.
So yeah, sadly you've had a watching brief. So what's your take on why things aren't happening as we hope?
It's tough to obviously put your finger on it, because I think if you actually knew, you'd obviously wouldn't be in the situation that you're in. But I think we need to get back to obviously enjoying our football and just about sticking to what obviously the boss has been telling us to do. And we're always trying. You know what I mean? No one's ever going to go out there and not try and get 3 points. I think you're in the wrong industry if you're going to think that. But yeah, results obviously when they come your way, then it's obviously more enjoyable. But we just need to get one. You just have to get the first one under your belt. You know what I mean? Get that one under your belt. I think hopefully we can do that on the weekend. And yeah, I'm available. So hopefully that's another step in the right direction.
Because there is a fear from some supporters that Rotherham are just going to get sucked in. It's going to get a bit more uncomfortable with regards to a relegation battle. What would you say to that?
I would say that we're in a position where we don't want to be in at all. I think you're never going to want to look down the table because it is tight down there. You know what I mean? There's teams that are obviously picking up a bit of form, and I think that's in this sort of league especially, it's just about who can strike at the right moments. I think Burton are a prime example at the minute that any football can turn in a matter of games and weeks. So I don't think we're in a position to be panicking, and I think we just need to get the first win now, and then we'll kick on from there.
Clearly not just yourself, because you've been injured for the last couple of months, but just a degree of stability of selection, so that everybody kind of knows where they stand. It's not really been a thing for Rotherham this year. There's always been a group of players that have had a bit of something and have not been around.
I think, this season, you're probably spot on there, to be fair. I think when it has come to team selection, I think when people are playing around certain times of the season, they've obviously had a few injuries, which has stopped the gaff from picking, obviously, who he would like to have picked in that team. But I think we've been unlucky in that sense, but I don't think we've had too many injuries. It's just a case of the wrong injuries at the wrong time, I think. So hopefully we can just try and stay fit, you know what I mean? Then everyone's available. That's obviously when the team's going to be doing better, when everyone's fit, you know what I mean? He pushes everyone on, so hopefully we can all stay fit now.
Finally, I mean, to sort of wrap everything off, I mean, in the idea that the playoffs are sadly a million miles away, how important is it just to finish the season strongly so that there is something to grab onto for next season? Because, well, it's Rotherham United in the third division. There's going to be a look to think, can Rotherham get promoted? That's how it is here. So to essentially go into next season and perhaps give fans that confidence that you can be contenders.
Yeah, definitely. I think before you look at next season, obviously you do want to finish as high as possible, and you never know in football, you know what I mean? You can string 3-4 results together and the table's going to look completely different. So I wouldn't necessarily write that out so far, but in terms of next season, you do obviously want to finish the season strong, and that's obviously going to put you in good step for next season. So we finish this season first, and we've got a fair few games left to play, to be fair, so don't want to look too far ahead.